take me to your river.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Zero, and welcome back to the Pixelite Server. So, what do we got going on today? Well, as you may remember from last episode, we started working on our nether perimeter, and we actually got pretty far with it. As a matter of fact, I'm willing to bet to say that we are at least 75% done with what we need to do. So the next thing I want to do before I go any further with my TNT quarry is I want to go ahead and mark out some of the ground levels and crossroads inside our nether fortress. Now remember, the whole purpose of this is to make a wither farm that's super efficient in addition to several other hostile mob farms. Ooh. And we are running low on arrows. Do not want to have any other issues with these guys. Fortunately, we do not need to worry about it too much because obviously we only need to flip a lever when we're down there. If things get destroyed, they're going to get destroyed anyway. So let's go ahead on down here and go ahead and mark out some of our areas where the ground level of the nether fortress is, or so to speak. Obviously, I've marked out a few of these where the crossroads were, but I think I want to move these down one, just so I know right exactly where the base level was. I also want to make sure these are at the center, because we need to make sure that we know the exact coordinates to where these guys will spawning. Now, I'm going to attempt to encompass the entire fortress. Not the entire fortress, I should say. The entire area of perimeter. I'm trying to encompass all of that within this chunk, or within the farm, which is obviously going to be ways out here because this is kind of the center. Yeah, I want to get everything included into this farm to get as much hostile mob spawning as possible, primarily withers. And it seems fairly inactive at the moment. I'm not sure why that is. Now, this has required a good deal of time. I can give you more of an idea of just how much time. If you look up through here, this has just been worked and worked and worked. And what we've had to do is basically, not only do we have to fly around and scoop up buckets of lava pillar by pillar, but we've also had to break down the little tiny blocks that our TNT quarry had missed. And let me tell you, there were a ton of them. And this is a huge area. So again, not a fun time, but I'm hoping that this all pays off. We're trying to condition the mob spawning as much as possible, and this is the effort that we're taking to make sure that it happens. Also, they give it a pretty astronomical scale look. I like it. Anyway, I'm gonna keep marking some stuff up, and I'll see you guys in a minute. I tell you what, I sure do love my TNT. Well, we are well on our way to continuing to clear out this perimeter. I'm very concerned what's going to happen after these next couple levels drop. Well, what I'm thinking though, after some thought, tell me what you think. I'm going to clear this out, and I'm going to have quite a few lava source blocks, but those lava source blocks will spread, and it's a huge mess. It's a huge mess. If you didn't see it in the last episode, I'm sure you'll see it again here pretty soon. And what happens is that those source blocks spread, and while it does give us many light updates, it also occupies the space that will make it unable for mobs to spawn on. So I'm wondering if that's a viable option. Now granted, a lot of this will be used for our perimeter. Like, oh my goodness, I don't think I marked out this area over here. But what will happen is that lava will deter a lot of mobs from spawning. So I'm wondering if that's going to be able for us to use. Obviously we'll have air blocks as well, given the amount of space that this is going to utilize. But hey, I'm thinking if we get the worst case scenario, we get a bunch of lava sources down there, which I'll go ahead and start clearing some of those out now. We might be able to utilize it to our advantage and basically keep mobs from spawning with our lava source blocks. And I just nearly escaped death. I left the machine on, so it started looping back, and totally was not prepared for that. Oh my. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. The quarry doesn't get everything, so it leaves behind a few blocks, and you have to go back and manually come in here. Like I said, fortunately we have elytras, so it's not too difficult to do. It's just very annoying. Well, would you look at this nice little black skeleton conveyor system? The leaps and bounds in technology we've made. So, coming at you guys with another time-lapse video of me blowing up some nether with my TNT dupers. This has been a long, heartfelt, hard project, and I think that having these sort of videos in here, it kind of really explains and demonstrates the amount of effort that goes into it. In addition of effort, I got my boy Isaiah Donnelly dropping some fresh new tunes, and so I think he's gonna become the new staple of my channel for music. He's got some great music. I'm gonna put a link to his channel, or I think it's channel, they call him channel. I'll put a link to that in the description so you guys can check it out. He's got some great stuff. Make sure you go ahead, check it out. Maybe pick up some new music. Doing alright?
Yeah. Are you doing alright?
Well, I mean, I'm mathing, but you know, it's good as it's gonna get. Again, this is kind of like my first time really doing this, so I'm really hoping to get some feedback on it. What I don't see a lot in Minecraft videos and Let's Plays is the mass amount of troubleshooting that goes into a lot of redstone builds and overall builds themselves. And this is one of them. So this is one of the biggest builds that we have yet to do on the Pixelite server. And it is huge. It is huge. And we had everybody out helping. What you didn't get to see is the installation of the concrete powder walls. Basically, we had everyone. We had Madam Artista, Spider Dragon, Phoenix Dragon, Phoenix Dragon? Kai, Phoenix Gaming, WTDPuddles, Hate Goonie, and we were all up there on the nether perimeter on the ceiling dropping concrete powder, getting this nice big black square, and it looks great. It looks phenomenal. And then myself, actually, I take that back, Kai and WTDPuddles and Madam Artista were down here laying a little early on some glowstone and stuff. And then after we finished the concrete powder, myself, WTDPuddles, and Hey Goonie, we came down here and we finished her up. And you can see we did a lot of random design in here. And I gotta say, I really appreciate my team helping me out with this one. And you know, again, this is for the server, this is for the community build. And you know, they just kind of went with my design. And we all know that I'm not a good builder. You know, every once in a while I come up with a decent like color scheme, I guess. Which I'm hoping that this is, which is my mycelium glowstone, redstone, black concrete, and black and purple stained glass. I thought it looked pretty cool. You can see over in the left side, WTDPuddles actually had a bit of an issue with all the zombie pigments, so he ended up rounding them all up. So this gave Goonie and myself time to go ahead and fill all this in. And Goonie shows up here in a little bit, and we just start going down this thing like a typewriter, just vroom, back and forth. That was awesome. But yeah, this is so one of the things I wanted to talk about more than anything is that I don't think there's a lot of channels out there that show the amount of troubleshooting that goes into redstone. Typically what you see a lot of is that guys come up with designs or devices, mechanisms, and perfect it before they put it on camera, which is great for production value. But I think it's really important to just kind of show the humility of it all. I fail a lot. I make a lot of mistakes, but that's how I learn things. And especially in redstone, there's just so many different block mechanics, and there's so many different possibilities in Boolean logic that, you know, you just never know. There's just so the only thing you'll have to learn is to learn to experiment. Learn to experiment with redstone. Learn to experiment with different blocks and mechanics. The only way you're going to learn is by failing or succeeding, I guess. But you're going to fail too, like a lot. Because it's a game, and you're designed to fail. But have fun while you're failing. But what's important when failing is just always remember to have fun. Always remember you have friends that are right alongside with you, having a good time, killing some pigmen. Yeah, that's what it's all about. You gotta get a good support system. Plenty of people there to laugh at you with the mistakes you make and help pick you back up and encourage you to continue on. So again, I just want to say that I'm really grateful for the team that I have on the Pixelite server. You guys have done a great job, and I'm looking forward to more great builds like this. So I'm going to go ahead and say right now that thanks for sticking through a lot of those time lapses. I want to let you know though that there's possibly more to come. So this is not my typical episode. I'm going to do this a little differently. This is something I did with my team today on the Pixelite server, and we went ahead and built this big monster. Now it's not done yet. This is only about 25%. We still have to replicate this design on the other side. In addition, make the spawning platforms for the Wither, Blaze, and a hostile nether farm. But I thought I'd do a quick overview because this is taking a lot of time and it's going to take me another episode to do, and I wanted to make sure I got one out this week. So let's get into the build.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Alright, so obviously the commentary is the second thought after I made the edits in the video. Anyway, just letting you guys know that. So right now we're building up the storage system. It's myself, Goonie, and WTPuddles, and they're basically it's a 5-tier silo. So basically the chests are straddled, and I just basically show Goonie the basic layout, what I want to do with things, and I use the redstone lamps as a signifier of the capacity. And so pretty much just show him the layout, and he continues on. And I gotta say, he was a great help. He was a great help. He, you know, knew exactly what to do, with the exception of actually putting down some redstone repeaters instead of comparators. But hey, that happens, you know. And obviously we have our whole group of shocker boxes here, where if you watch it, it's funny because you know that feeling where you're like, where's this at? And you just go through every single shocker box real quick, and you just see them click, 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 click. Oh, found it. Now I'm back to work. So go ahead and I show them the rest of the template on how I want things set up, and then I'm going to head to the back now and set up the actual sorting system. And yeah, sometimes we get a little bored here and we shoot arrows at each other. It's a good team. It's a lot of fun, and that's what's most important. Again, like I said, you gotta have fun. You gotta have fun, otherwise you're gonna drive yourself nuts doing this. Okay, so on the backside, this is kind of one of the big things I wanted to talk about, is that redstone failure. I do this design I don't know how many times, and I do it successfully in other builds. Not successfully this time. Not the first time, not the second time. So I go back through, take everything back down, realize that errors my way, and go ahead and build the same design again. Thinking to myself, did I do this right? I'm looking at my screenshots from my other builds, like, nah, this doesn't seem right. And then I go ahead and finally build it. I was building the 1T system as compared to the 2T system. So to avoid additional hoppers unlocking when there's a system overflow. Up here, again, another incident of not really thinking things through when I'm building my redstone. And this is where I learned the most. This is when I realized I had to switch over my design that I didn't want to do. I did, and it forced me to do more research. And even Puddles came up here and said, show me how this works. And I looked at it first, I'm like, oh man, did I just build this? Why would I do this? So I go back and I redesign the entire thing, and I'll explain it more in just a second. So this is a Acheron River design that I got from him. I don't know where he got it. He might have got it from somewhere else, but I'm gonna give the guy credit because that's where I saw it from. And I go ahead and I messed this up as well. I ended up putting the sticky pistons in too close, and get ready to wire the whole thing up. And so when people think that, like, oh, like, this is all done in creative, there's no way you can do this in survival. You can do this in survival. This is quote unquote survival friendly. I wouldn't recommend doing it in survival, but I'm here to show you that you can do it in survival because that's what we did. And I made plenty of mistakes to prove that it's not worth doing in survival. So I go ahead and rebuild everything real quick. What this basically does is allow us to take care of all the pigmen, and instead of having them like filter through like another portal or killed by a fall with iron golems or something, this basically just crushes them on the spot. We'll lose an occasional blaze, very rarely, but for the most part we will always kill the pigmen. I experimented with it quite a few times in creative. And then finally I added a hopper system here to pick up all the drops and get rid of them, because we don't need the drops, we have a gold farm for that. So the thing that's obviously most prevalent what you guys are seeing a lot is like Zero, you really do mess up a lot. I do mess up a lot. But as you can see, the size of this build, like, I rather make mistakes now than try and just wing it, or not wing it, but trying to just throw everything together and say it's okay and not test anything. So I make sure that I test all my designs in survival and do all my troubleshooting here. I just don't record it because it's a lot of footage, but now that I have the ability to, I'm going to. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's really cool to see, like, redstone guys, anybody taking the steps to do this and see what they did wrong, and see, like, you know, just see kind of like the mortal aspect of it. Like, we make mistakes. We all make mistakes. But I'm going through and go ahead and throwing some stained glass on. You guys can see kind of the wave effect here, which is okay because it's not an instantaneous signal. And now I'm placing some vines on and some buttons. The buttons that prevent the vine from going any further down, and the vines will catch all of the wither skeletons and unfortunately pigmen as well. But yeah, I was saying the wave right now in the crusher sorting system is totally fine because it will always catch the mobs the way it's intended to, and they'll always be on the same sequence, so it doesn't really matter. That's something I was kind of concerned with at first, and now I'm going through and spawn proofing everything, making sure that nothing can spawn on top of this. Mobs can spawn on top of redstone because the redstone doesn't offset the actual height of the block that it's on. Repeaters and comparators do offset the height, so you don't have to worry about them. In addition, I also leave them uncovered because sometimes you may have to go back and do some adjustments on them, which I do for the conveyor system. Then the conveyor system, again, is in the Acheron River design. And again, I apologize if I'm butchering that name, but he is a very small YouTuber, but has some really awesome content, really fun to watch, really interesting, really insightful. I recommend that everyone goes and check this guy's out, and I will go ahead and put a link to his channel in the description because, man, if it wasn't for that guy, I wouldn't have come up with any concept for this design. So I'm continuing to put on some more spawn proofing with the redstone, and I thought what was really important is to make sure that all the redstone this look clean. These guys did a great job on basically the storage platform and all the cosmetics that they had worked on, and I thought there was only, to do them justice, I needed to make sure that all the redstone in this looked great. So now we're firing on the mob system, or the mob sorting system. It's just a simple sticky piston with the block to complete the locker repeater. You can see, totally functioning, looks nice. Again, you get a little bit of a wave pattern, but that's okay because everything is within the same timing. Now I'm going to turn on the conveyor system, and this has become a little more difficult to work with, but obviously you have to adjust some repeater timers, but everything works out really nice. The only issue I have with this is that it revolves on entity cramming, and that's in the physical aspect because it'll require extra entities to come through there and push them through. And this is the single non-stackable item sorting system, basically disposing all the iron stores and gold stores that may come through. Overall, that is just a quarter of the build. We are not done here. We have got a long ways to go, but I thought it was really cool, and I wanted to make sure that I brought something to the table this week, and I wanted to show you guys the amount of effort and the amount of work that the Pixelite and myself are putting into this build. So if you like what you saw, make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe, check out the other guys' channels. The links are in the description, and I hope you guys look forward to more coming because I am really enjoying this build, and I'm having a lot of fun, and I haven't seen too many builds like this. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.